What's going on, everybody? Anushka Sheffy here from dropshipsniper.com, and in this video I have something special for you. We're going to be talking about retail arbitrage. Okay, so a lot of people are trying to make money quickly, easily online, and in this video I want to teach you how to make, a quick $150, $200, quick $1,000 online using the power of retail arbitrage. Okay, so stick around to the end of this video. You'll know exactly how to tap into the power of retail arbitrage, how to make some quick money so you can invest it into other businesses or whatever the heck you want to do. All right, so stick around to the end and let's get this. All right, here we go, folks. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, welcome, welcome. I appreciate you being here. We typically talk about drop shipping, and today we're going to switch gears a little bit and talk about retail arbitrage. Okay, still on the e-commerce game, still making that e-commerce money, but want to switch gears a little bit because we have a lot of interest. I asked a question inside the Dropship Sniper Mastermind group recently. I said, hey, is anyone in here doing retail arbitrage? And, I've been testing it myself. I gave some tips and asked, hey, is anyone interested? And there were so many comments here, people saying, yes, please give me some information. They even asked, there was a guy here that says, check this out. I just watched a guy go into Marshall's and spend $1,300 and make $3,300 profit. Okay, so retail arbitrage is the real deal, guys. You can make a lot of money, and we're going to talk about the pros and cons. We're going to go into my store. You're going to be able to see behind the scenes, what kind of products I've been selling, some of the downfalls of what's happened in my experience over the last couple of months of doing this. I haven't really been doing it heavy. I've just been doing it to test and see how how I like the system, how I enjoy retail arbitrage, and it's just a totally different game. Okay. Typically doing a lot of drop shipping where I can sit at home, work from the computer, find products, right? And don't have to get hands-on, don't have to have inventory or warehousing. We're going to talk more about all this stuff, but it's just a different game. So I wanted to experience it. I wanted to see what it was all about, and I wanted to give you guys my tips from my experience so you guys can go out there and make some quick money, because like this guy says, turn $1,300 into $3,300. It's very possible. I generated a quick $200 with this, and so let's just jump right in, guys. So I think it's important that we talk about the differences between dropshipping, retail arbitrage, and online arbitrage, because there's three different, pretty much like different models of making money online, okay? And it's important that you understand those differences. So dropshipping is where we're using tools and software to source products online, okay? And you're gonna ship those products directly from your supplier to your customer's doorstep. So that means no inventory, no warehousing, as I mentioned. It's completely hands-free, directly from your supplier to your customer's doorstep, okay? Versus online arbitrage, what people are doing is they're using tools like tactical arbitrage, software like tactical arbitrage to source products online, but instead of shipping direct from the supplier to the customer's doorstep, what they're doing is they're shipping the products to themselves. They're taking in, those products, they're packing and shipping those products into FBA so that Amazon can ship them to their customers. Or they may self-fulfill, like seller fulfill, pack and ship themselves. But a lot of the time what they're doing is getting the items shipped from, let's say, Walmart or Target or wherever they're getting these items, big retailers, shipped to their house and then shipping them into FBA. Okay, so that's online arbitrage versus retail arbitrage. This is where you're physically going into the stores, and instead of using tools and software online to source products and get them shipped to you, you go into, let's say, Marshall's, or you go into Kohl's or Walmart, Target, and you source these products yourself, and you will ship them into Amazon so that Amazon can fulfill them when somebody purchases from your store, okay? So in the end game, with the online arbitrage and retail arbitrage, I'm always interested in shipping into Amazon FBA. I don't want to physically ship products myself. I don't want to do seller fulfilled. Always want to do path of least resistance. And while it will cost more for Amazon to pack and ship these items, it's just a lot it's like a lot less stressful, right? I don't have to think about, hey, shipping. I don't have to go to the post office or do any of that stuff. I don't have to worry about lost shipments or any of that, right? Let Amazon deal with all the heavy lifting, shipping to my customer, packing, warehousing, all that good stuff. Okay, so that is what we're talking about when we're talking about retail arbitrage, all right? So I want to dive into my store and show you some of the products that I've actually purchased and sold, and then I'm also going to show you one of the products, or maybe a couple of the products that I've purchased and are not selling and why. I want to just jump right into a couple of these products so you guys can see what the profits are like, some of the issues that might arise. Okay, so the first product here is the Barbie Detangler, and I've pulled it up here. Okay, so this is a Barbie item. It's a Detangler 8-ounce 3-pack. Okay, so that means there's 3 bottles come together, right? Pretty obvious, but I purchased 1 unit at the dollar store for $1.09 with tax. I think it was like $1.09, $1.08, right? So I paid, what was that, $3.27 for these 3 units, and I think I ended up selling them for $12.69. Okay, so one tip I have for you, and this is in the tips that we're going to go over in a second, that you should not be afraid to pack items based on, you know, the products that you see. As you're scanning items, you might see that there's one Barbie Detangler selling and the sales rank is extremely high and the price is low, right? But if you go ahead and pack them together as a unit, right, as a 3-pack, then you can make more profit. And while the profit isn't huge on this, guys, after shipping into Amazon, $3.27 fees, etc., we may have made $3 or $4 or $5. But this was more about the concept, understanding the business, getting my hands dirty. That is how you get started. You get your hands dirty and you just learn this stuff. And you're never, a lot of people, they watch these videos, but they don't take action. I highly suggest that you just go out there and you find a dollar store or a Marshall's or a Kohl's and you just get your hands dirty. Download the app that we're going to talk about. Get Kiba going, and we're going to talk about this, right? But just get your hands dirty and test stuff out. You might make $5, but it's not about how much you make. It's about learning a new business model and taking action towards your goal, okay? So that's what I highly suggest, and that's what I did. I went to the dollar store, and they had they initially had like 50 or maybe like 75 bottles. And I didn't want to go ahead and just buy like everything on the shelf because I was new to retail arbitrage. I didn't know if these things were going to sell, right? So I ended up buying, I think it was 12 bottles or 15 bottles. I packed them up, so there was like 5 units, shipped them in, and I started seeing them sell. So obviously I went, hey, why don't I just go buy those bottles back from the dollar store? So when I went back, there was like way less units. So there's going to be like this learning curve where, if I had known that these were going to sell, I would have purchased like all the shelf and maybe left some for like regular people. But yeah, it's just a learning lesson. So that was the cotton candy scented hair detangler. And then these Skechers were just crushing the game. So I'm super happy that we got these Skechers. Went on a limb and no pun intended, went out on a limb and purchased 3 units of, I think it was this size 13, thinking that, hey, size 13 isn't common. A lot of places, sometimes they're out of stock, they don't have them. So a lot of people return online to get these products. So I said, hey, they'll probably sell, it's the season. And I didn't just guess, right? We based this on data and other stuff that we'll talk about. So definitely a good buy. Skechers is a great brand from what I've seen and what I've experienced. Just sold out extremely fast, and all my units, as you can see, 0 available. And then this right here was an interesting buy. These Adidas, very small little soccer shoes, like 4.5. So I don't play soccer. I don't understand soccer. Not huge into sports, right? So my sport's like making money, So when I saw these, I didn't know how they would go. I ended up getting these for $15 and selling for $35.53. Okay, so after shipping into Amazon, after all the fees, I probably made like $12 or something like that. And I have a template that I created to track my profits and expenses and cost of goods and all that stuff. I'm not going to pull that out here. I might leave a link for you guys below so you can download it and use it for your business if you'd like. Yeah, so that's how I'm kind of keeping track of all these profits and seeing what I really made in the long run, right? So I'll leave a link for you guys below for that. And then just pretty much the same idea, just going through scanning items at these suppliers and finding products that are selling and all this good stuff. So let's go ahead and well, let's look at this product real quick. This is one product that I'm going to block this out because it's still in stock. You guys can go and find it if you really want to. I'm sure, not really worried about it. But the deal here is, guys, that I purchased this product for, I think it was like 70 or 60 bucks. Okay, I bought them from Marshall's, and this is a pair of shoes. I have them pulled up right here. And as you can see from the Kiba chart, okay, and if you don't know what Kiba is, this is an awesome extension. You have to be using this tool when you're doing retail arbitrage because you need to know the seasonality of products and how well products are selling across like averages and long time frames. So you know that, hey, if you buy today, that the price isn't going to drop right from under you, or that issues won't a rise, right? So that you can sell these products and be profitable. That's the whole goal of this business, right? You want to be profitable. So come check out Kiba, and we can see that this product was selling at about $89. You can see there it says new $89.95, okay, $75, $88. So the average price from October to, I'd say, June is about $90 or so. There was a little peak here between April 10th and it got up to 110, 119, but the average of this product is $85. Okay, so I should have looked at a longer time frame, but what I did instead, and this is a newbie's mistake, I looked at the 3-month time frame, and this was like a month and a half, 2 months ago, right? So if you go back a month and a half, 2 months ago, somewhere around right here, and this price change had not happened yet. Okay, so I literally bought at the peak, and I didn't look at enough data to say, hey, this is probably not going to sell at the peak price of $119 as I assumed, okay? So I assumed, I was looking at this data and I see here, oh yeah, look, it's $119. I'm going to get it for 70 bucks, 60 bucks. I'm going to crush it. We're going to make, 20, 30 bucks, quick and easy money, right? Not so fast, my friend. What happened here immediately after I bought, Kiba tells you that the price drastically dropped and dropped and dropped and dropped and dropped and literally continued to drop down to $58. And so this is below the price I purchased from Marshall's. Obviously going to lose a chunk of money if I sell at this price. And so this is just something to note, guys. You need to look longer term data. If there isn't a lot of data there, then be wary of it. Like you need to look at more data and see, hey, how well has this been selling across the entire year? Has it looked, been below 100,000 bestseller rank for the entire year? If so, then you can look at these prices and see, hey, has there been a nice solid static price that I can probably get in there and sell for, or will there be a drastic drop off at some point that you could have accounted for, right? I mean, I would have never known that it would have gotten down to $58, but I mean, come on, like I should have seen if I looked at the data that it sold for $85 and buying at $70 or $60 and shipping into Amazon with all the fees and schmees and all that BS, that I'm not going to make any money, right? So a definite mistake here, definite lesson, and the lesson I would give you guys is just look at more data and look for nice solid averages across the board, throughout that data, right? So yeah, so that's kind of one of my mistake products there, and a little bit behind the scenes of my retail arbitrage business. It's not a gigantic business by any means, but I quickly and easily pocketed $200 profit. It probably took me 3 hours total or 4 hours of shopping to pocket that $200 or so dollars profit. I haven't looked at my template and punched in all the profits. We still have some items to sell, so we'll see how it all pans out. But according to my calculations, it's roughly like $200, maybe $250 profit so far. Okay, so things I've learned, guys, and I don't want you to make the same mistakes, and how you can replicate this and just go take action, get your hands dirty right now, starting today, is number one is get the Amazon seller app. This is how I started scanning items. I did test out other tools like FBA Scan. I think it was called FBA Scan. They let you scan like 20 items or something like that for free, so you can test the software, test the app on your phone and see how it works. I found it was a little bit confusing. It did give you a whole ton of data, but it was a little bit confusing and overwhelming when I was just getting started. I probably need to play around with it more, so I just ended up going back to the Amazon seller app that was free, and it works out. Okay, so there are some things you need to keep an eye out for, and we'll talk about that. But the second thing, guys, is 100,000 bestseller rank or lower. I found that if you can get products below 50,000 bestseller rank, that's awesome, but definitely want to be below that 100,000 bestseller rank, because the higher that you get with the Amazon bestseller rank, the less that product is selling, and you don't want to get stuck with products that are going to sit in your inventory for 3, 4, 5, 6 months. Okay, so definitely keep an eye on that bestseller rank. When you scan an item, let's go ahead and say I scan this kombucha. Okay, so I take my phone, I get the Amazon seller app, and I scan the barcode. Boom, it's going to pull it up. Most cases, I don't think it would pull this up for some reason. Hey, why don't I test it? Let me see, Amazon seller. So you go ahead, you go to the inventory, and there's a little like a photo, like a camera, excuse me, and you just scan it, boom, okay, and so it doesn't come up, and it's probably because this is a pack item and this UPC is not coming up for the entire pack. Or maybe it's not sold on Amazon. I don't know why it's not coming up, but in this case, it's not coming up. If you scan an item and you see that the best seller rank on Amazon is like higher than 100,000, then you may want to avoid that product, knowing that it's not going to sell all that well. Okay, so you want to check the competition. This is so important. When you scan the item, you can see not only the competition, but if Amazon is on the listing. And this is where I made a big mistake, because I did not. I could have swore, like, I always look for Amazon on the listing, and maybe I was scanning too much, my head was spinning, and I got a little overwhelmed. I don't know, but I could have swore that I checked every single listing to see if Amazon was on it, and come to find out that 2 of the products that I purchased, of like, I think that the 20 or so products, 2 of them had Amazon on the listing. So just be like double, triple check inside the Amazon app that you make sure that Amazon is not on the listing, because you do not want to go against Amazon. If they're on that listing, they can definitely own that buy box, and you may sit with that inventory for a long time. All right. And then on top of the Amazon side of things, you want to avoid any listings that have more than like 10 competitors or 7 competitors. It's up to you, but I'd say like obviously the less amount of competitors and the higher bestseller rank, the more you're going to sell, right? So find less competitive products. You know, if they have 10 competitors, then definitely avoid those products. So pricing and seasonality, we talked about this, and you can use the Kiba tool to see this tool right here. Definitely want to extend the data out to a longer time frame and make sure that you're looking at a lot of data, right? To make sure that there aren't these crazy drops that you're not accounting for, okay? And then on top of that, you want to check for seasonality. In some cases, you might be selling a Christmas card or something, right? And the fact is that it has a massive spike in December. If you were to buy 100 or 200 units in December and you go to sell those Christmas cards in January or February, you might get stuck with a lot of inventory. So be sure to check Kiba. The green line is the seasonal. It shows you the seasonality, the best seller rank of the product. So if you see massive spikes, then it's probably a product that you want to avoid, right? So just look out for seasonality and pricing, very important. These are a couple of things. And then we talked about testing out packs like the Barbie Detangler. If there's a product that you scan and it comes up twice, one of them is a single unit, one of them is a pack unit, don't be afraid to pack them up. You may need some poly bags to safely, like for liquids, you need to put them in a poly bag and make sure that if like it were to explode in Amazon's warehouse, it's not going to ruin other people's inventory, that it will be packed safely inside of that plastic. Okay, so that is what I did. A lot of people worry about shipping in Amazon and packing and all that stuff, and it's just, don't make it that difficult, guys. It doesn't have to be that difficult. It's very, very simple. If you've ever listed an item on Amazon, this is the same exact thing. You're going to take the Amazon ASIN number, you go to manage inventory, add a product, inventory, add a product, and you take your ASIN number and you put it in there, okay? And it's going to ask you a bunch of, first it's going to say, hey, do you want to sell this item? You click yes, and it'll take you to a page that says, hey, give me information about this product. You're going to scroll down and it's going to say, hey, I want Amazon to fulfill this item. And you just click that and click next or save, and it will walk you through the process to ship those items into Amazon. It's very simple, it's very cheap, and they will give you everything that you need. Okay, you will need a printer. I ended up getting a laser printer for like $150. So I guess it's not 200 profit yet. So I have some expenses to my business, but ended up getting a printer. And right there, after you add the inventory, you can literally print up the label and you can print up the FN SKU that Amazon gives you to put on that pack item or that item that you're going to ship in. Okay. So just keep it very simple, guys. Add the item to your inventory. Tell them, what shipping service you're going to use, print up the labels, and literally drop them off to UPS or FedEx. And it's so simple, guys. All right, if you need more help, let me know in the comments and I can help you out with that. I'd love to help you guys make some extra money. All right, so the video is getting a little bit long, guys, and I want to leave you with this tip. So if possible, the fastest way to really scale up is to be able to access more brands so that you can sell more products. Because if you go and scan 100 products, you might only be eligible right now with a brand new Amazon account to sell, you know, like 50% of them. Now, versus me, I have established my account. I've shown Amazon that I'm the real deal and I take care of my customers, right? We're doing 100K per month on Amazon already with the dropshipping business, so they know that we're going to take care of customers. And so in this way, I was able to go and request access to these brands that most people are restricted to sell, right? So if you on a new account go and ask to sell Nike or Skechers, you may not be able to do it. Most likely not, okay? Versus my account, I can easily sell Nike, Skechers, some of the biggest brands in the world that most people don't have access to. So that is the biggest tip I have for you. If you can, get some sales volume on your account, prove to Amazon you're the real deal, and start requesting these brands so that you can start you know, getting access to these bigger brands and making more money, okay? So that's a quick tip I have for you guys. I really hope you appreciate this content. If you did, go ahead and like it below. Leave me a comment if you have any questions at all. This was a really long video with a ton of stuff going on, so I understand. Just leave me a comment below and I'd love to help you along. And yeah, thank you guys for being here. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel and I will see you guys on the next video. Have a good one.